With the VCT Lockin event starting today, which contains all 32 different teams from the various different regions in the franchise system, as well as an insane single elimination bracket, I think it's time to do a tier list of the teams. This is part 1 and will contain the teams from the Alpha bracket. Consisting of Starkso, Coldamenta, Shados, Trex and Wolfen. The French Org has a Champions winner and one of the players who is part of the legendary MEC core. They also have one of the most underrated flex players in Europe in Trex, and the ever consistent controller player Coldamenta. Not to mention the new addition to Tier 1 Wolfen, who has been an absolute chamber demon in the Tier 2 for a while. However, due to the chamber nerf, it's unknown how well he will perform at Tier 1. With the optic trio of Crashies, Victor and FNS, the resigning of Som, and the Scouse Latvian god that is Ardis, who was arguably the best player in Europe last year. NRG has both insane firepower and strategy under the helms of FNS. The team is certainly one of the favourites to lift the trophy, having 4 out of 5 players winning trophies last year.
S tier.
The Japanese Korea mix is not to be underestimated, with 3 previous international competing players in Take J, Suggest and Zenfree adding the flex of Anthem and the original Korean jet Soldam. They could do some damage. However, compared to the Zeta Division and Paper X, they do lack tactical depth.
C tier.
Led by Nukia, joined by his ex-teammate Hoodie, Na'Vi star player Cloud, and 2 Tier 2 standouts, Rhyme, who did play in NA for Gen G, and rising star Fitinho. This team is loaded with firepower, but they also have 2 players who are unknown internationally. However, Nukia, Hoodie and Cloud do have the Tier 1 experience to do well.
It's now a bit laboured on the spray.
A tier.
Dropping their NA roster for a solely Korean team, Gen G are the second best team in Korea behind DRX. With the star power of Meteor, ex-DRX player King, and the last 3 players from an assortment of top different teams in Korea, Gen G are an underdog compared to other top teams, but they do have upset potential.
What's happening? Do this! Hang up the
B tier.
Losing Sassy and Pancada, the remaining loud core of Les, Aspas and Sadok are joined by ex-NIP superstar Kawazin and TBK Esports to use. The loud trio alone can make this S tier, with the addition of Kawazin, who is one of the best initiator flex players in Brazil.
S tier.
The Chinese org has switched from an EMEA team to their home country with their new roster. All 5 players did play for the FPX Chinese team in Zhuqiu before moving to the main roster. They were doing decent recently, but it's hard to tell what they would do internationally and may get outclassed by more experienced opposition. Still, they could get an upset due to them being such an unknown.
D tier.
The Belgian brother buff is back, but not under Liquid this time. Scream and Avera are joined by some Tier 2 French talent in Shin, XMS and New Zera. The team certainly has firepower, but the unknown structure and mix of experience in international play from the French players, it's hard to know how they're going to do.
A tier.
Turkish teams didn't find much success last year, so BBL has tried to form a new superstar roster, filled with 4 Turkish insane aimers and led by Sokni. Due to Turkish teams losing out by not playing in international play last year, they may have fallen behind their EMEA counterparts.
Beta.
DRX had a great showing last year, therefore they have decided to keep the same roster. Although they did have great consistency last year, finishing top 4 in the last 2 events of the year, they did not lift a single trophy. However, the team has great theory crafting and firepower, and are easily one of the best teams in Asia and the whole of VALORANT.
Esther.
When is Yang not on? He's just a consistent demon. El Diablo.
As I say that, what is this?
What is this from Ye?
But there it is. That's what you needed. Protagonist in this.
Xanax
This
reloading.
round,
What?
Stallion for the ace if he gets the timing right. He knows it. Just one more, and it looks so good with Ye doing this.
Still locking down the backside of Yellow. What a headshot. Oh my goodness.
Jokes aside, Ye is considered one of the best players in the entirety of VALORANT. Mixed with some of the best NA has to offer, especially Zeppa, who I consider to be one of the top 3 flex players in the region. Cloud9 could do some serious damage.
Oh my
However,
god.
relying on Ye too heavily could cause him to crumble.
A+ tier.
Along with DRX, PaperX were considered one of the best teams in Asia last year. Like DRX, they also had no trophy lists. PaperX's unorthodox, get-up-in-your-face playstyle, with the out-of-the-ordinary strats, combined with arguably the best 2 players in Asia, a world-class IGL, and the other 2 players being very consistent in smokes and initiator. It makes for a deadly team. They've also added the star player from Z11 as their 6th, but have not changed anything else. Tried and tested to success, but will it be repeatable?
Oh! Holy shit!
Esther.
Led by fan favourite Mixwell, joined by champions winner Zeke. Then add 3 more top tier players in EMEA, you have a very deadly looking team. A short stop at Red Bull home ground may be signs of growing pains, or the future. But this team does have the chance to beat some top teams.
A.
Following suit like their Counter-Strike counterparts, EG have compiled a very large roster, having 9 players in total. This includes X-Het's most underrated player, BCJ, X100 Thieves member, Ethan, plus the EG remaining core, and some rising stars in the name. How this system is going to work is an absolute mystery, and could go very wrong.
Beta.
Staying with a full Brazilian roster, like most Brazilian teams, MLBR is loaded with firepower. With the addition of ex-Loud coach Bazooka and one of the best players in Brazil, Heat, they could do some serious damage on home turf. Although the depth of Brazil, other than the ex-Loud players, is a little inconsistent.
This ain't pretty. Doesn't even need to zoom in. Doesn't he? Get out of here.
Beta.
With the X10 core of Suji Boys, Cruz and Fox, joined by Garnet S and Jit Boys, this Thai team is not to be underestimated. X10 themselves beat Optic last year twice, and the core has plenty of international experience. However, they've yet to make it deep into a tournament.
Beta.
So that's it for the teams in the Alpha bracket. Here's a schedule for the matches starting today. Tune back next week for the tiers of the Omega bracket. And thank you for watching until the very end.